Previously on my summer car.
Fuel pump, water pump, alternator starter, those are good. Rocker shaft, head gasket, crankshaft, clutch disc, piston. Oil pan, gearbox. Where's my engine block? Does my engine block still have something connected to it? Yeah. It was the camshaft that had not been unbolted. So, now, when I go to Flywheel tomorrow, engine block and camshaft. I'm gonna drop these there so I remember it. Alright, that was it. Hello, Flitari. Engine block, it's back to being blue. Is the camshaft a separate part? Doesn't seem to be. Where's Mr. Flitari? Where did you put my engine block? Okay, let's what's the cheapest part here? I'm gonna try to buy something. See where it ends up. Okay, it's here. But where's the engine block? Okay, so I seem to have a new starter now. Well, I guess that means I have to take a trip to the dump to look for the engine block that evidently glitched through the world somehow. Now, where's my engine block? Fritari, did you delete my engine block from the game? You muppet. Well, I guess I gotta reload and do this over again. If I bring my old engine block inside, and then click the new one, which is blue for some reason. What happened to the new one I bought? Does buying a new engine block just not work in this game? Because if I buy like a starter, then it appears on here, and it's a brand new starter. I don't know. Let me just Google something real quick. Okay, so it turns out that that's just a known bug. When you buy an engine block from Fleetari, the block you bought just disappears. So I'm just gonna rebuild using my existing block. And then I don't consider this cheating because like the game doesn't let you do it any other way. Whoops. Then I'm gonna try to figure out how to use that mod called My Summer Car Editor. Is there like a specific order I have to install this? Yeah, I'm gonna use that My Summer Car Editor to just remove engine block wear. I know it can break. I'm not actually sure if it has any wear. Like it wears out from use. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, if that was like a hidden like wear value to it. Because that would affect power. If your cylinders get worn, you get less compression and stuff like that. Piston 2. I had it. Yes. Piston 4. Piston 3. Piston 1. And these were, I think, 6mm? 7? Yeah. Now let's get the camshaft in. I'm looking at the wrong hole, aren't I? There we are. Okay, not 8. Are they 7? 5. Yeah, okay. And then the camshaft gear. I think that was at like a 12 or 11. Or something bigger, like a 13. Was it a 10? Yeah. Okay, let's get these timing marks lined up. There we are. Here's the timing chain. See, now these two marks here are pointing towards each other. Let me get the oil pan. It had 7mm, I think. Yes. So yes, by the way, I just decided to reload and not go to Fleet REs to waste 2,500 on not getting an engine block. Where's my timing cover? It's not a replaceable part, so it's on the shelf. And these were 6? Yes. Water pump. That's a new one. That's all of those. Crankshaft pulley. Gonna go with 10 first. 11. And water pump pulley, it's here. Guessing 7s. Yes. This was sadly not a paintable part. Would have looked cool if it was also black. That one goes on there. Racing flywheel. I'm gonna keep using the racing flywheel. Even if it does make the car harder to drive, like casually. These were 6mm, I think, for the clutch assembly. Would be cool if you could also get like a racing clutch or something. What's making that crashing sound? Oh, it's the bike falling over. All right. Starter. Seven or 8. I need the transmission first, don't I? One of those bolts will have to come out later when I connect the wiring. But that's okay. And that bolt there. I can see it's bigger. $10mm. All right. Drive gear. Plunks on there. 6mm, I think. Yes. Fuel pump. I did buy a new one of those. Pretty sure it's 7. I've changed fuel pumps a couple times by now. Head gasket, also a brand new one. Would be cool if you could buy multiple head gaskets and have like some spare ones in your car. Yes, 7mm. Like you can with like timing, no, not timing chains, but alternator belts and spark plugs and stuff that you get from Timos. Making sure all of these are fully tightened. And then 8mm for the rocker shaft. I read somewhere that in my winter car you will be able to buy multiples of engine parts. Just give it like a basic turn there. Gonna have to take that rocker cover off later when I adjust the valves, but for now it can stay on. And I have my spark plugs that were pretty okay. Yeah, still nice and shiny. I have new ones somewhere, but for now I can use these old ones. Oil filter. Alternator. Come on. I had the check mark. There it is. Seven. And 8 for the nut back here. 9. Always forget that one. Ten. Okay. My collection of alternator belts. All the way out, and let's see, 3 ticks in. And exhaust manifold, steel headers actually, because it has that one lug for the engine hoist. Right, anything missing from the engine now other than carburetor? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the racing carb first. Come on. That's the last one. Yeah, and now for some like carburetor tuning. Ooh, did not mean to do that. I'm just gonna place it somewhere so it's easier to see. Because when Fritari did my what was I gonna say? My valves, he did not do a very good job of it. I'm not sure if my carburetor is actually all calibrated, where all the 4 adjustment screws are the same. He certainly made it run a little bit richer. So last time I first tightened them all the way in. Like, there's no visible rotation limit for these screws. They are kind of like the valve adjustment screws. So you just keep tightening them more than you think they need to be tightened to be absolutely sure that they are at the maximum setting, and then loosen them. I'm gonna tighten them all the way and then loosen them by 13, I think, because I did loosen them by 10 and then by 3 more, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it's turning. And I'm just scrolling upwards to tighten all of them for quite a bit. If you start getting carpal tunnel syndrome in your mouse hand, you that's when you are done. Because you can't, like, as the game sees it, you can't over tighten them once you reach the maximum tightness or looseness, depending on which way you want to go. It just, your further tightening just stops having any effect, and then you can start loosening them from there, because at least then you know that they are being tightened from the same point. And yes, for some reason, even though I'm scrolling upwards, which is tightening, they are turning counterclockwise. Okay, so loosening 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so they should all be good now. Okay, let's get this mounted onto the engine hoist. get these like radiator hoses and stuff out of the way. The half shafts have come disconnected. Am I missing a half shaft? Oh, here it is. So I gotta take the wheels off and do that stuff again after I have the engine in the engine bay. Perfect. Now remember, 10 millimeters to attach the engine to the hoist, but 11 to attach the engine in the engine bay to the engine mounts. Last time I was messing around with that for way too long, because I was sure I was supposed to use 10 millimeters. Who this? Okay, so the poop jobs are starting to get lined up. Way off base. I can see a bolt. Let's try this. Yes. See how easy it is when you just are not being an idiot and use the correct bolts instead of the incorrect bolts. It's only midday and I've already got the engine rebuilt and mounted in the car. It's gone, so far it's gone quicker than I expected. Let's move this out of the way. And let's get those half shafts remounted. And this car better not flip on its roof and break itself. This time, when I take the wheels off. like it almost did there. And it just slid off the jack. That's amazing. Thank you, game. Yeah, this game needs jack stands that makes like the car not affected by physics as long as it is standing on them. I need to loosen this bolt here. There we go. The 9mm. And 12. To get the steering rod back on. Okay. Now let's see. 90%, that's pretty good. You can use the ruler to check for tire wear, but only when the wheels are off the car. Did I tighten that? Yeah, it's tight. Okay, let's again pray that the car does not jump into the air when I take the wheel off. It's hanging on by a thread. I had it. Let's get the wheel on. Like so. All right. Let's prepare for dinner. I want sausages grilled because that reduces stress as well as hunger. And working on your car increases stress. Okay, okay. Let's put these in the sausage pile. Now then, 5mm to attach like the shift linkages. And then a screwdriver to get the radiator hoses in. Let's tighten all these hose clamps. Double check. And then I need one of these spanners, 7mm I think, for the clutch thing, clutch hydraulics. Let's go with 2 packs of sausages. So I can have some ready. Unfortunately, grilled sausages despawn when you save, so you can't fill up your fridge with grilled sausages. See how my stress just disappears like that, and my hunger too. Eh, sausages are cheap. Let's grill up another batch. Put these in my backpack for now. Just so I have stress relief when working on the car. Alright. Let's add fluids. I didn't touch the brakes, but might as well check those. Coolant first. That one was nearly empty. I have more. I'm just gonna use the ones I think I've used before first. So I can empty out those that are half full and get rid of the empty like cans. It's better than having like half a dozen half full cans of coolant. Also empty. There we go. And then let's do the brake and clutch fluids. Brakes good to go. All right. Now let's get the starter wired up. I'm gonna use my old battery for this because I know it's dead, so nothing can go wrong. It's one thing you can use your old battery for. Get the wiring mess. And battery ground connector. Starter. And it goes to... Come on, let me just get a good angle here. Positive terminal. I think... is my alternator already wired up? Okay, so this is where the negative wire goes to that bolt on the starter, and the positive wire goes to this, which takes a 5mm. I'm just gonna double check that my alternator is wired up, and it does look like it. Yes, it's wired. Yeah, everything seems to be okay. I'm not gonna touch the tow rope, but yeah, let's get a real battery in. Positive first, then the ground. And then I want to have a screwdriver ready to adjust stuff. Okay, I have power. There we go, tighten the alternator. Whoa, that's lean. Let's turn these out a couple more. Let's give them 3 each. I know it's cold, but still. And that should be good. Now let's do the valves. So it goes exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust, exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust. You can see these runners here. So I want the exhaust just loose enough that they are just before they clatter. Like if I loosen them 1 tick more, they start clattering. And yes, I know they turn clockwise when you loosen them. And intake, and then tighten by 3. exhaust. Exhaust again. Intake. 1, 2, 3. Intake. 2, 3. Exhaust. You can tighten the intake valves more and it will give you more power, like at high RPMs, but you will not have a very good power curve. Like all the power will be at the very top end. You can have both of them as loose as possible, and it will give you apparently the highest power low end, but your high end will suffer for it. Okay, still kinda lean. Get my screwdriver again. I loosen them by 3 clicks each. See, I don't have my gas pedal. I took my steering wheel and stuff to the side. Because it was kind of just in the way when I was messing around with building an engine. You really got to get it kind of warmed up to see where you're at. But I know that the way I had it before, it was in the green when cold, and in the yellow when warm. So we are approaching like good operating temperature. I can make it run richer still. A little bit richer, and then I can do fine tuning later. That's decent enough. But yeah, car runs again. And yeah, that was rebuilding your Satsuma engine in 1 hour. Roughly like, okay, maybe more than an hour. Seems to have been 12 hours in-game. Let me see. Yeah, almost 12 hours in game. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this. Next episode, we're taking it out on a test drive. Gotta get my wheel and stuff set up again. For that. Grill is still warm. I have all these sausages, and they're gonna go to waste if I save now. Oh well. Well, I'm gonna end the episode here anyway, and do some minor like tasks. Goodbye and take care.